Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be exploring central London. I'll be taking in some of the most iconic landmarks in the area, possibly some of the most iconic landmarks in the world. This will include Victoria Station, where I am now, Westminster Cathedral, the Mall, St James's Park, Buckingham Palace, Trafalgar Square and London's Chinatown. In my quest to find out more information, I've got some fun facts coming up. So as always, starting right here. So as always, let's take a look. So let's start the journey or the story right here in London Victoria train station, which in itself has a historical story all unto itself. Let's take a closer look. Victoria train station. Originally two separate train stations serving Brighton and London. It was a focal point for soldiers during World War II. It was built on a canal basin. The area at the end of platform 19, called Pug's Hole, is named after an old type of train engine. I couldn't actually get to that area when I had it earlier. Victoria was a major departure point for soldiers heading to the Western Front during World War I, with emotional farewell scenes. Well, I can imagine. Absolutely amazing. What a beautiful building in itself. So let's continue the journey. Let's take a look. For anyone with a sweet tooth, you're certainly in luck here. Let's just have a quick walk around this. This looks absolutely amazing. Wow. Just look at that lot. Wow. And then something slightly, I was going to say more healthy, but they're probably sugar-coated nuts. Wow. Just look at that. What a lovely stand. And then over here, got some, oh, look at the size of those olives. Absolutely amazing. Let's continue. So you literally walk out, exit Victoria train station, out into Victoria Street. Follow Victoria Street for a couple of 100 metres, and we should find Westminster Cathedral on the right. Hopefully it's open, we can have a little peek inside. The iconic facade of London Victoria Station, probably 18th century. To some of the modernity of Victoria Street, London. A little step back in time, looking at Victoria. And literally a 3-minute walk out of Victoria train station. And here you've got the iconic, stunning Westminster Cathedral. Let's find out a little bit more. Let's go in and take a little look. Let's wander in and take a little look. It really is quite a stunning building. It really is. A bit of information here. You can freeze the picture. Opened in 1903 to the public. One of the largest and most important Roman Catholic church in England and Wales. Absolutely stunning. Wow. Black sort of soot on the domed ceiling. Not paint, it's actually the soot over years caused by these candles burning. Wow. Stunning building. Just look at that, enormous. Just over 100 years open to the public. 122 years. Wow, beautiful. Let's continue. Now I'm walking up Victoria Street, London, towards the old redundant New Scotland Yard, where I turn left heading towards St James's Park. Dead ahead there is the Houses of Parliament and of course the London Eye. But I went on something even taller than the London Eye in the previous series, Brighton. Check it out. So we actually do a left here. This is the old New Scotland Yard building, and we go left down here towards St James's Park. Let's continue. So I walk past St James's Park station and then on into St James's Park. And from James's Tube Station we enter St James's Park. Let's find out a bit more, let's take a look. Such a beautiful royal park. I think one of the biggest or most important royal parks in the world, or certainly in England. It may not be hot and sunny, but it's certainly very busy here today. It's a Monday, what time is it? About 11:45. Let's continue. Plenty of statuary in the park. Well, it is a Monday, but it's also August, peak visitor time. So plenty of people in the park, and probably plenty of people down the Mall and taking a peek at Buckingham Palace. So we'll make our way across the bridge and we'll think about some interesting information about St James's Park. Let's continue. Let's take a look from the perspective of the bridge. Very busy, as you can see. And there's Buckingham Palace in the distance there. And we will walk along there down the Mall and take a closer look at Buckingham Palace. But let's find out a bit more about St James's Park. Well, what do we know about St James's Park? Let's take a closer look. Number one of London's oldest royal parks. Originally a marshy area, it was transformed by Henry VIII into a deer park. Number two, it's a popular spot for royal events. Number three, it was once the site of a leper hospital dedicated to St James the Less, which is how the park got its name. Number three, King James I kept exotic animals in the park, including camels, crocodiles and an elephant. Well, how about that? Certainly the birds and the ducks are getting well fed today. Swans over there getting a feed as well. Very nice. Some beautiful trees here as we make our way towards the exit of St James's Park onto the Mall. Some of these trees probably 200 years old. Let's continue. Plenty of food and drink just by the exit of St James's Park onto the Mall. This brings us to the exit to St James's Park, where we turn left at the Mall up towards Buckingham Palace. The Mall itself is actually fenced off at the moment, so there may be an event occurring at some point. So we are nearly there now. At Buckingham Palace itself. Let's get a little bit closer, let's take a closer look. Well, there in all its glory is possibly one of the most iconic buildings in the world, Buckingham Palace. Let's get a little bit closer if I can cross over. Beautifully planted gardens right in front of Buckingham Palace. Absolutely stunning. And then back up there towards Trafalgar Square, which will be shortly. Well, I shouldn't think there's a person on the planet that hasn't heard of Buckingham Palace, and a lot of people have certainly visited Buckingham Palace, including us today. What do we really know about Buckingham Palace? Let's learn a little bit more. Buckingham Palace, originally built as Buckingham House in 1703. It was bought by King George III in 1761 and later became the residence of Queen Victoria in 1837 when she ascended the throne. The palace boasts, here's some interesting figures, 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 188 staff bedrooms, and 92 offices. It has a post office, a movie theatre, a swimming pool, and a doctor's office. The garden spans 40 acres, making it the largest private garden in London. Well, I never knew most of that. I knew it had a lot of rooms, but there we are. So now we know a little bit more about Buckingham Palace. Let's continue. Let's make our way up towards Trafalgar Square along the Mall. Let's take a look. Plenty of tour groups in this area. I'm on the Mall at the moment. Just look at that. Queen Elizabeth. And then up there, King George VI. Fabulous. And this end of the Mall will bring us directly out onto Trafalgar Square. Let's take a look. Plenty of souvenirs here. And here we are at the iconic Trafalgar Square, and of course Nelson's column. Well, here we are, Trafalgar Square, one of the lines there. Now, the last time I was here was probably just a little over a year ago, and I literally came out from the Mall and walked. I could see it was absolutely heaving here in Trafalgar Square. There was a public demonstration holding about 10,000 people, and I thought somehow I could navigate my way through it. very foolish. I got stuck halfway through. We were hemmed in like sardines. If you watch the video from about a year ago, you can see the panic in my face. I didn't think I was going to escape that crowd, and I'm not good with crowds. A little bit of claustrophobia. That was a very scary experience for me. Completely different today. Plenty of people milling around, but there's no public demonstration. So let's have a little walk around. I'll give you some more fun facts. Let's take a closer look. So Trafalgar Square, we've got the National Gallery there. Historical in its own right. One of the 4 lions. We'll get some information about those in a moment. And of course, the iconic Nelson's Column. But as you can see, reasonably busy, but relatively uncrowded compared to how it can get here. So it's one of the fountains. The fountains aren't on today. Okay, we'll learn more about those as well. Let's continue. I'm going to stop for a drink. So it looks as though the fountains are undergoing some restoration, possibly cleaning at the moment. So there's the National Gallery, completely free to get in, well worth the visit. Well, here we are at the foot of Nelson's Column, just over there. And so, what was I going to say? Of course, most people have visited, or most people have heard of Trafalgar Square and Nelson's Column. Most of us have visited Trafalgar Square and Nelson's Column. My father used to bring me here in the late 1960s when I was a toddler to feed the pigeons. He used to buy a little box of seed, feed the pigeons here, and there were millions of them. But not anymore. Probably not a bad thing, I think. It's certainly a lot cleaner around here. But as I say, what do most of us know about Trafalgar Square? Let's have a few interesting facts about Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square. The square is known for Nelson's Column, guarded by 4 bronze lions, and the fountains added in the 1930s, owned by the Crown Estate. The original fountains were moved to Ottawa, Canada. The 4th plinth was initially intended for a statue of William IV, but it remained empty for 150 years. The bronze lions at the base of Nelson's Column are said to be cast from melted cannons captured from French ships during the Battle of Trafalgar. Well, there we go, that's some interesting information. But now I've had a little drink and it's time to find my way to Chinatown. Let's take a look. Another iconic London landmark, right next to Trafalgar Square, St Martin in the Field. Then we just walk up here, short walk to Chinatown. Let's take a look. And then a short walk up Charing Cross Road, WC2, which of course is Theatreland. Just up that way and we should find Chinatown. And there's plenty of places to stop for a quick coffee. And plenty of bike hire if you'd rather cycle. Short walk past Leicester Square Tube Station. Past the Hippodrome Casino. Little Newport Street, WC2. And here we are at the heart of Chinatown with a zillion billion lanterns. Let's wander up and take a look. Well, it really is a lovely little street. I'd say pretty much every premises is a restaurant. Absolutely fabulous. All sorts of Chinese restaurants here. And there's some sort of pub at the end there. We'll have a look at that. It's a very busy little area. I don't have any fun facts about Chinatown. Maybe you can drop something in the comments. Let me know what you know about Chinatown. But wow, very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Chinese medicine, greedy sheep. I'm not really hungry, otherwise I might be tempted to pop in somewhere for a bit of lunch. It's a bit early to eat a proper meal for me. It's a nice little square down here. Very busy. Very, very busy, as you can see. Lots more restaurants, eateries and watering holes here. Let's go up a little bit higher. Very, very busy here. Wow. Quite an atmosphere. A lovely little square where you can buy your food, sit down on one of these benches and enjoy your food. Wow. Chinatown bakery, bowl of noodles. It's all going on here. Let's carry on along Lyle Street. I should imagine this is pretty amazing at night, lit up like a Christmas tree, I should think. I wonder if these lanterns light up. I'm sure they do. They light the whole street up. So that's Leicester Place on the corner there, London's best cinema, as voted by Time Out. Okay. Well, it's got a real atmosphere here, nice vibe actually. And then I think back down there towards Trafalgar Square. So this is here is the Prince Charles Cinema. Well, yeah, nice vibe here. So if you want to try some Chinese food, this is certainly the place to come. Absolutely amazing. I'd love to come down here at night and have a meal here. Just means a bit of effort getting the train into Victoria, but then it's not, and getting here. I suppose you could do it by tube, would be faster. But for me, it's an issue as to whether it would be crowded at that time of day or evening, because I cannot do crowded tube trains. That just doesn't sit comfortably with me, sadly. Heights and claustrophobia, things I'm not very good with. Mind you saying that, heights, I did do the i360 in the Brighton series, and I quite enjoyed it. It's strange, isn't it? I'm flying at 36,000 feet, I'm comfortable with that, with heights. But the claustrophobia bit is a bit different to get over. I don't do lifts, for example. Perhaps if they're an external lift, I'll do it. What we've got down here, more restaurants. Really nice. So, yeah. So pretty busy. It's a Monday afternoon, but it is August. People are on holiday, the families are on holiday. That brings us out into Wardour Street and the famous pagoda, which was only erected a few years ago. And of course this is central Chinatown. Wow, you can see how busy it is here. It's lunchtime. Quick peek at a restaurant, Old Town 97, and if I'm not mistaken that looks like crispy duck. Well, it actually doesn't look that attractive like that. But on your plate with some pancakes and plum sauce, very nice. I'm certainly getting some wonderful smells coming from this restaurant, Song Hee Lao. Wow, there's lots of these, hundreds of these restaurants in this area, so you'd probably need to pre-book. You can get a hot buffet here at Mr. Wu's, or try Gerard's Corner. And Chinatown carries on all the way down there. There's a lot of Chinatown to see. And just like that, that brings me to the end of today's iconic London video, looking at some of London's iconic landmarks. It's been a lot cooler today. Looks like it's threatening to rain, but it hasn't rained. I don't like making videos in the rain. They don't look so nice when you're sitting on your sofa comfortable. You don't want to look at rain, do you? It's warm, but a pleasant sort of breeze, so quite pleasant to film in. I thoroughly enjoyed making today's video. I hope you've enjoyed watching my little walk around the iconic sights and sounds of London. And yes, so as always, if you enjoy watching my videos, please remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for when I upload new videos. This pushes the video out to other people who might want to visit London and take my little tour and see what they can see for themselves. It's really lovely, it really is. Probably looks completely different at night, and also helps my channel grow. Thanks everybody, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.